How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Tom Lee just had a rare day where he jumped on CNBC twice, and he actually explained why crypto seems to bounce but can't sustain a rally. And something really interesting that's happening in the background, something that we actually kind of talked about on the channel before, but it's interesting to hear someone really confirm that this is the issue. And really, this could cause further downside if he's right, or just like a sell wall. But this is something that can change, and it can change quickly. So let's talk about this. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Join my Telegram underneath the video in case I get kicked off YouTube again for making videos. You can join me there, and I'll also post there. Also, apologize for the lighting. Apologize for the sound too, but we'll get past this. I just want to make a quick video here. I'm with the Bitcoin baby, and the Bitcoin dog here, but dinner's going to be ready in a couple minutes, and I wanted to film this video. So by the way, there is a link to BYDeFi. We just got done with a promotion where you could get up to $10,000 just for trading on the platform, $10,000 of Bitcoin. We're going to do more of those in the future. And if you sign up with my link, you get access to every single one. It's not just like a one-off. You can sign up and you can get access to a lot of them in the future. So join that if you want. It's in the link tree. It's the second link down in the link tree. Now, Tom Lee jumped on CNBC, and they're basically asking why Bitcoin's down so much, and then why do we see some of these relief rallies, but it can't sustain itself? And Tom Lee's answer was really interesting. He points back to the October 10 crash where we saw altcoins, some of them dropping 60, 70% depending on the exchange, like top altcoins. Bitcoin fell down 15% in a matter of minutes. And he basically pointed out that there are market makers, liquidity providers that are just bleeding basically, and they're trying to cover holes, and like they might have some balance sheet issues. So they're basically selling into strength. Basically, the market rallies a little bit and they're offloading to try to make up for previous losses. And I thought that was interesting. This is something that I theorized, that I've talked about a couple times on the channel. It was really odd that there was no news of companies going bankrupt, and yet altcoins fell down drastically. So anyone that took on leverage, especially a company that took on leverage and had altcoin positions, could have gotten wiped out. But there's no news of this. So I thought that was quite odd. And like all the exchanges work differently, but some of them fell down drastically, like something went wrong on them. So yeah, that makes total sense. Now, what does this mean for the future? Well, if Tom Lee's right, which I think he very well could be, well, that means that either these companies have to do this until their balance sheets are whole, which we just don't know when that is exactly, or they just get wiped out, and then they have to fire sale, and then we could see a quicker liquidation event. But it seems like they've done fairly well to protect against that, because we haven't seen a day as bloody as October 10 since October 10, to be clear. But we have seen some more downside, and altcoins have definitely trickled down in price. But we haven't heard many rumblings. I mean, yesterday I reported that someone was talking about how a Binance liquidity provider is having a really tough time. So keep your ear to the ground. I'll report on it if I hear of anything concerning. But again, I said this yesterday, if you have a large amount of crypto and you just have it sitting on an exchange, get a hardware wallet and pull it off the exchange. It's not a time to leave your whole entire crypto net worth on Coinbase or on Binance or anything like that. Even BYDeFi, you use these exchanges to trade, not to keep all your crypto and just let it sit there. So keep that in mind. Now, they also asked him about his BMNR fund and whether it made sense to buy that versus Ethereum. Is that net positive for the ecosystem? And he said, well, what you're doing when you're buying BMNR is we're going out and buying Ethereum, essentially, right? There's, selling more shares over time, and that allows them to go buy Ethereum. And they're a long-term holder, unlike, maybe an individual holder, which might take profit or something. So overall, pretty good for the price. Also, they are going to get staking at some point, and then they can roll these large yields that they're going to have into buying more Ethereum, which is pretty accretive over time, and will be pretty interesting. They're right around a $10 billion market cap. I think they have around 3.1 million Ethereum, $3,000 a piece. So they're going to be able to yield something like $400 million a year in staking. So that's going to be pretty awesome when they, I think they probably have to get approval for that before they can roll that out. Now, keep in mind, Bitcoin's at a very key point. We're right under the 50-week moving average. It's going to be really important to see how that closes, if we can jump back above it, if we can get past that psychological level of 100,000, and if we can break up to another higher high. Obviously, we did something pretty bearish the other day. We broke to a new low, but with CME gaps at 92,000, 97,000, it's somewhat expected. We do have some big events this week. I said this in the last video, but the video didn't get that many views. So just a reminder, we do have some really important economic data coming out this week, because this is the first week that the government's been not shut down. We have Fed governors too, they're speaking. So be on the lookout. Lots of things happening. Sorry for everyone listening via headphones. There's also NVIDIA earnings. So there's a lot going on. Thanks so much. See y'all soon. Bye.